We've all been there. You set the alarm with fire in your belly. You tell yourself, tomorrow is the day. Tomorrow I change. But then, 4 a.m. hits. It's dark, it's cold, and that motivation you felt last night? Gone. You hit snooze once, twice, and by the time you actually stand up, the sun is already out, the traffic is started, and you're already carrying that heavy feeling in your chest. You aren't lazy, you aren't broken. You just feel stuck. People love to say, the early bird catches the worm, but that's a cliche. What if I told you that waking up early isn't about discipline? What if the problem isn't you, but your timing? Because there is a secret hidden in the hours before the rest of the world opens its eyes. A secret that changed everything for a man named Marcus Reed. And fair warning, this isn't just a story, this is the blueprint you've been missing.
Let's take it back to Dayton, Ohio. Meet Marcus, 35 years old, no college degree, no safety net. He worked night security at a distribution warehouse off the interstate. His life was a loop. Clock in at 9 p.m., clock out at 6 a.m. While the city was waking up to chase dreams, Marcus was walking home to sleep them away. His apartment, it wasn't just small, it was suffocating. An old couch, a cracked mirror, and the constant hum of a refrigerator that was louder than his thoughts. He wasn't starving, but he wasn't living. He was just existing. Walking home every morning, he'd pass porch lights flicking off, parents rushing kids to school, men in suits holding coffee, looking like they had a purpose. And every single day, the same shadow followed Marcus. Why is everyone else moving forward while I'm just standing still? He applied for better jobs, ghosted. He tried to learn new skills, but after a 10-hour shift, exhaustion always won. He was trapped in a time zone that didn't allow for growth. Then came the Tuesday that changed everything. January, freezing cold. Marcus had just clocked out when his phone buzzed. It was his younger brother. Marcus, it's Mom. She collapsed at work. She's in the hospital. The bus ride home felt like it took a lifetime. The diagnosis? Severe burnout, stress, a lifetime of pushing too hard with too little reward. Sitting by her bed that night, holding her frail hand, his mother whispered something that hit him harder than a punch to the gut. She said, "Don't live like this, baby. Don't spend your whole life waking up tired." Marcus walked out of the hospital to get some air. He checked his watch. It was exactly 4 a.m. The city was dead silent. No cars, no sirens, just the hum of the streetlights. It felt peaceful. On the bus ride back to his apartment, Marcus noticed something odd. There was one other passenger, an older man dressed sharply in a suit, reading a book, calm, alert. Marcus recognized him. It was Daniel Brooks, a local business owner everyone knew. Marcus was exhausted, but curiosity took over. He asked, "Sir, why are you up this early?" Daniel looked up, smiled, and closed his book. He didn't give a motivational speech. He just said, "This is the only time I own, son. This is when I build my life before the world tries to take a piece of it." Daniel leaned in. You're tired because you give your best hours to your boss. You give your leftover hours to survival. You have nothing left for you. He handed Marcus a card and gave him a challenge. Try it for 90 days. Wake up at 4. Do the work while they sleep. Don't think, just show up. The next morning, the alarm rang at 4 a.m. His body screamed no. His brain begged for sleep, but he remembered his mother in that hospital bed. He got up. I'm not gonna lie to you, the first week was hell. He sat at his wobbly kitchen table, staring at free online tutorials, spreadsheets, basic accounting, things that felt like a foreign language. At 5 a.m., he'd step outside into the freezing dark just to feel awake. It felt lonely, it felt pointless. Visual, the sun rising, a calendar flipping pages rapidly. But by week 3, the fog lifted. Waking up stopped feeling like a punishment and started feeling like a secret weapon. While his neighbors were deep in sleep, Marcus was building a new brain. By month 2, he finished 3 certification courses. By month 3, he wasn't just doing his security job, he was analyzing the warehouse logistics during his breaks. He saw problems nobody else saw. One afternoon, the operations manager pulled him aside. "Reed, how do you know how to fix this supply chain issue?" Marcus looked him in the eye and said, "I wake up at 4 a.m., sir. That's when I learn." A week later, Marcus wasn't a night guard anymore. Day shift, logistics coordinator, double the pay. But here is the most important part of the story. It wasn't the money, it wasn't the title, it was the control. 1 year later, Marcus still wakes up at 4 a.m., not because he has to, but because he's addicted to the progress. This story isn't rare, it's just rarely told, because 99% of people never see what happens before the sun comes up. So here is the question from the Avii Tales to you. Tomorrow morning, when that alarm screams at 4 a.m., will you choose the comfort of your pillow, or will you finally show up for the person you are meant to be? The world is quiet at 4 a.m. It's waiting for you to make your move. If you are ready to stop sleeping on your potential, smash that like button. Comment down below, "I am awake," if you are accepting this challenge. And subscribe to the Avii Tales. We don't just tell stories here, we change lives. I'll see you before sunrise.